watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 55.
Hey folks, welcome back to Studio 43 and the NFL Today update delivered by Pizza Hut. And a reminder, up next, it's game 2 of our NFL on CBS doubleheader. The undefeated Bills battling the Raiders while the Bears try to keep their perfect season intact against the Colts. That's all coming your way right here on CBS. Back here with the full house in Studio 43. And boom, you got to be pleased by what you were looking at.
This doubleheader Sunday here on CBS. Soldier Field on the shores of Lake Michigan is the battleground as the 2-1 Indianapolis Colts pay a visit to the 3-0 Chicago Bears. Last week, the Bears rallied to win behind veteran quarterback Nick Foles. It earned him the starting job. Speaking of veterans, Philip Rivers is in his 17th NFL season, his first at the helm of the Indianapolis offense. And with that, we say hello and welcome to Chicago, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Rich Gannon. Amanda Balionis will join us shortly, our third member of our crew. Rich, the Bears, it's not often you see a change of quarterbacks in the middle of a winning streak, but that's what the Bears have done, and you like the move.
Yeah, Nick Foles replaced Trubisky last week, led him from behind, a 16-point deficit in the fourth quarter. I really think it's just what the doctor ordered for an offense that was really struggling to push the ball down the field. As for Philip Rivers, he's found a new home, and he looks really comfortable in the offensive system. He's very familiar with this system, having been together with Frank Reich and the Chargers in the past. Essentially, it's the same offensive system, and that's a big reason why he leads the league in completion percentage at 78%.
Speaking of that, let's check in downstairs with Amanda Balionis. Amanda.
Thanks, Greg. Nick Foles describes his relationship with Colts head coach Frank Reich as one of the most important in his life, both personally and professionally, crediting Coach Reich with figuring him out as a quarterback during their time together in Philadelphia. The keys to that: keeping perspective, not overcoaching him on the sidelines with X's and O's, and making sure Foles always feels calm and confident in his offense, and trusting that Nagy has taken notes and intends to emulate that today. Greg?
Amanda, thank you.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway. It's footlong season. Walmart Plus, introducing a different kind of membership. And by Verizon, the network more people rely on.
That little thing about Frank Reich and Nick Foles makes a lot of sense. That's why he's on the Colts now. Anyway, welcome in. This is, match day is a poor descriptor now, but match day 13 of the 2022 MF Alumni FFL Draft Pick Choice Tournament. If you were joining us before, we just wrapped up the Fivals semis where Jacob and his Patriots fell victim to Gibby and his Buccaneers. So now in the Fivals finals, while I'm talking about it, bring it up. We're going to see the matchup we all wanted to see. Preston with the Mahomes-led Green Bay Packers against Gibby with the Brady-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be a banner of a Fivals, I think. But anyway, what we're seeing today here in Match Day 13 is Joe S. and his Bears against Sprite and his Colts. We are now going to, across this game and the one after, see who our top two, our finalists will be, and who will fall into the third place match. The threes, no one says that. The third place match. But yeah, first and foremost, today we're going to see the Bears and the Colts, as the intro alluded to. So Joe and Sprite on the docket. Taking a look at the teams. 2 overall advantage on the Colts side of things, on Sprite's side of the world. As we know, the Madden overall doesn't mean a ton. But sometimes it means something. But here's Sprite's roster. He's got Justin Herbert doing the quarterback thing with an extensive bench behind him of Trey Lance, Taysom Hill, and Tyler Huntley. At running back, we're going to see Nick Chubb doing all the things. Per my recommendation, Chubb is now also doing the third down capabilities here. Third down running back. I don't know, the passing down situations. Previously it was Najee Harris because he's technically a better pass catcher than Nick Chubb, but Chubb is just too electric with the ball in his hands. So, yeah, Chubb will be doing bell cow duties now. Najee might mix in here and there, but mostly we're just going to have Chubb time. Trio of wide receivers we'll be taking a look at: Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, and Justin Jefferson. It's actually pretty comical how strong Sprite's wide receivers are because Deebo Samuel lit the league on fire last year and probably won't see a ton of work in this game. At tight end, Hunter Henry, and then two fill-in guys. The defense, of course, is the Colts. And the kicker, Matt Gay. I think he might be the lowest-rated starting kicker in this tournament. I don't recall. I can verify that later if there's interest or if I remember. Over on Joe's side of the ball, the Bears, the route to get here. Oh, yeah, I guess I should talk about the route to get to here for each team. Sprite took down Wego 28-23 and in the pre-quarters, and then Preston 29-13. Preston, whose team absolutely decimated mine on offense in the finals bracket. Sprite made quick work of them. So Sprite is here looking pretty strong in the semifinals. On Joe's side of the ball, he had a bye as the 1 seed to the quarterfinal round and beat my Rams 24-19 in what felt like a very close match. It just came down to a late touchdown. This is getting into the point where we say that Sprite's favored, but first let's run down Joe's roster. Ryan Tannehill will be doing most of the work today. Kirk Cousins is just holding for the kicker. Running back, Alvin Kamara will be doing all the things, I believe. Cam Akers might mix in here or there. One of the two teams with a fullback employed, Kyle Juszczyk, so look out for 44. Wide receivers, Terry McLaurin, Julio Jones, and Cole Beasley. Yeah, I believe that's the trio we'll see most of. Maybe a little Hunter Renfrow, who knows. Tight ends, we're going to see George Kittle and Tyler Higbee as the two rostered tight ends. And of course, Joe had two defenses rostered at the end of the season, and I'm not changing the graphic, but I clearly messed this up. The Bears are the higher rated one on aggregate, so the Bears are the team that he is presenting as. Broncos also there, but no, we're not mixing defenses. That makes a super team, and that's no good for anyone. Kicker, Graham Gano of the Giants. I think he is now. Previously Panthers. Pretty highly rated, so good for him. Anywho, let's take these down, and let's go into the game. We've already got our throwbacks equipped here. So, as I've said before, the semifinal round, we're doing throwback jerseys this time. And of course, quick presentation, 12-minute quarters, and 15-second accelerated clock. So, jump into the game. Don't remember what the gambling line's here. I recall Sprite being somewhat heavily favored. Here we go. Sprite, we favored him by 8.5 points, and the over-under is 51.5. So, fairly high-scoring game expected, but mostly with Indianapolis supremacy. Isaiah Rodgers doing the kick return work. A very nice kneel down for him there. Oh yeah, these Bears throwbacks look nice. These are the classic alternates they had a few years back. They're looking good though. These Colts throwbacks are nasty though. Just like pure white with a little bit of navy. Ooh, nice. And then the sleeve Diggs has is still like the normal team color, not the primary of the throwback. That's good. I like that.
Got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Simply feed Nick Chubb. It is easy. 3rd and 1 converted fairly simply by the big hole afforded by the Los Angeles Chargers offensive line there. Northwestern University legend Rashawn Slater over at left tackle. I don't know. I don't think I kept the numbers right. He should be in 70 regardless, though. Yeah, left tackle. There you go. Ooh, Justin Jefferson making some plays after the catch. Another first down. Now into Bears territory, up to the 41.
Just a yard or two shy of the 40. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well.
Also, the Trubisky slander in the pregame video, although slander might not be the right word.
Herbert on first down now.
Also, in real time, Trubisky is playing a preseason game right now. Go Steelers. Whoa. That was a weird special teams play. Anyway, back to the game here. Matt Nagy here on the sideline. We got to see him back in Chiefs attire at Soldier Field today in real life. That was weird. Doing the QB coaching and offensive assistant stuff for Andy Reid. Meanwhile, Chubb gets stopped in the backfield. 3rd and 5 upcoming.
At the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
The Ryan Poles effect is very strong. Even looking at this Bears defense, like, the continuity from last year to this year is very low. Meanwhile, Amari Cooper catching that slant route, maybe, gets it up to the 19, officially into the red zone, but most importantly, a new set of downs for this Colts offense.
Oh, he's slinging it. And
first drive, staying alive.
Slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
Herbert with a lovely scramble there. That might be what, 7 yards, 6 yards? 6 yards, 2nd and 4.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Herbert. Left side caught.
Another completion, this time to Stephon Diggs over on the left side. 1st and goal on the 3-yard line for Indianapolis. Sprite's team coming out hot, trying to get into the end zone on the inaugural drive of this game.
It's happening early, a definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this first quarter already, and now after that completion, they're set up 1st and goal.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown.
Big touchdown out of Nick Chubb. That is a touchdown for Sprite's Colts on the inaugural drive of this game. Taking about, 5:15 off the clock en route to 7 points.
Maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seems
well
like
done.
a statement drive right there.
Trey Lance on the hold.
Talk about statement drives. I think what they're saying is
It's up and good for Matt Gay.
They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25.
That's why I couldn't remember. Jakeem Grant Sr. on the return. That's what I imagine the whole reason that Joe was rostering him at the end of the season. Joe normally famous for playing for the Madden tournament whenever he's out of contention in the fantasy league, oftentimes rostering both Kyle Juszczyk and Cordero Patterson, but with the unexpected emergence last year of Cordero Patterson as a legitimate fantasy option, he had to get creative and moved on to Jakeem Grant Sr. to get a kick returner. Meanwhile, Ryan Tannehill coming out firing, finding George Kittle over the middle for a 16-yard gain right away. Bears are not looking to be outdone here.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they
Ooh, that's a fun talking point. Darius Leonard, look at that. I'm already ready to say Shaquille. Darius Leonard on the stop there. He has recently decided this offseason that he now wants to go by his middle name instead of his first name, which is apparently what his family's called him all his life. So, the Maniac, number 53 on the Colts defense, now going by Shaquille Leonard. I saw D. Leonard show up, and I was like, who? Oh, right.
They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position.
Oh, 3rd and 3, but Tannehill can't find anybody. So 4th and 3 now on a drive that started off very promising, but quickly came to a screeching halt.
The goals of the game, they've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. 2nd drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Akeem Hicks hitting Herbert as he throws, and whoever that was could not quite get onto the ball in order to capitalize on that for the Bears defense. Alas, the Colts still with an opportunity here to really make this game get a little out of hand early. Not unlike what we saw in the last game with Gibby going up 14-0 over Jacob fairly quickly. Sprite has that opportunity again, to do it himself. 2nd down play, a little 6-yard completion over the middle to Justin Jefferson. Michael Schofield over there, Tinley Park's finest. I believe he is actually a Bear now.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
Throwing a dart to... Who the hell is 85 again? Either I'm going to see his... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, Hunter Henry, duh. I was like trying to look at the roster I have on my other monitor while also trying to see the back of his jersey. Hunter Henry, touchdown machine this past season in New England. Seemed like Mac Jones, whenever he got confused near the end zone, would just look for 85. Getting a 1st down there. Chubb, rare motion where he's losing yards, gets met in the backfield by Robert Quinn and drops 3 there. So 2nd and 13 coming up.
Definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space.
Rob Quinn, which initially looked like an awful contract by Ryan Pace, had a bit of a resurgence last season. May have dusted off his career. Seemed to really thrive under oh shit, what's his name? Sean Desai? Yeah, Sean Desai, who was our rookie defensive coordinator in Chicago last year. Now I think he's with the Raiders. Yeah, since Eberflus came in and we switched to a 4-3, he cleaned house. So look for the Raiders to do some shit with a 3-4, I guess, and Sean Desai. Meanwhile, 3rd and 1 conversion. What else? Give the ball to Chubb. Easy 1st down, passing midfield in the process. Colts keep rolling.
And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
George Pickens just had a nutty back corner of the end zone touchdown catch in preseason, by the way.
Run for Nick Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
They go with Chubb on second down. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
So if you've been playing defense,
Another third down opportunity here, 3rd and 2, short yardage as it so often seems to be. Will we get another Chubb conversion?
I would say they've contained him very well.
That's the attempt, and he wriggles his way forward. Akeem Hicks hits him, but it's a little too late. 1st and 10 yet again. That may be the last play we get of the quarter. Let's see how quickly the Colts line up here.
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
It is indeed. So 7-0 at the end of the first. Sprite leading Joe. Sprite's team driving. They're on the attacking 37.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Herbert. They set up the
Design screenplay. Chubb with the catch and bowling over a man. 10 yards on the play. New set of downs.
Another catch for him there
Up to the 26, no problem.
It looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
play action. It's Herbert.
Herbert going for the scramble and a slide. What, 3 yards on the play? 4, 5, 5. Okay, 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 upcoming. On to the Bears, 22.
Nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb.
Oh boy, Chubb getting around some dudes and then finds a massive hole. That's an easy touchdown for the Colts.
Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown here in this
Yeah, that was like a weird,
half.
another weird frostbite engine oddity.
So
Alas, Sprite's team now up 2 scores. As soon as Matt Gay puts this through, it will be 14-0.
We saw him be patient. How about his vision where he's able to identify where the opening was? And then how about the escort right down the field all the way to the end zone from his blockers?
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Still second quarter, you get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground.
I feel like Joe's Bears offense has like all the right pieces except for Ryan Tannehill. I mean, Ryan Tannehill's not even that much of a zero. Like, he's 85 overall. He's not shit. But like, yeah, shit like that. Julio can get up. Can't get down, apparently. But, you know, we got Julio for the big body shit. We got Kamara for the do-it-all shit. We got Kittle for just being open over the middle all the time. Who else? Who else? McLaurin's probably going to do something. And, you know, Cole Beasley is gritty. Let me tell you.
To throw is Tannehill.
But then, yeah, third down passes, and Tannehill just overthrows his men. So that seems to be the two-drive killer in a row at this point.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Indy set to go on offense once more. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about.
Man, like, Chubb can murk dudes. Like, he just, you know, sent Eddie Jackson to the turf there. But also, either it's the Chargers line or the play calling, but he's getting massive holes on top of the ability to just murder Eddie Jackson. It's going to be a long game for the Bears defense, run defense. But that's been Chubb's MO this entire tournament. That's why he's now the passing down guy as well. And we maximized his time on the field en route to removing some Najee time. Because he does do that.
Second down and 8. A give. This is Chubb. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators.
Although I guess these last two runs of 2 yards each are not quite going to do it. But at the same time, Justin Herbert has been showing a propensity to find a dude when he needs to.
This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw here, Herbert.
Ooh, did the ball cross the line, though? I don't know that it did. 1st and 10. Wow. Okay, they gave it to him. Justin Jefferson on the reception. 1st down. Back to Chubb time. And yeah, like, looking at these overalls now, like, Herbert's 84 overall right now, which is lower than Tannehill. But Herbert just looks better. Maybe it's the superstar abilities. But, yeah, he just looks so much better in slow. Oh, big ball. Hold up. No. Oh, okay. Jalen Johnson and Stephon Diggs getting mixed up there. But, yeah, I don't know. Herbert just looks better. So it goes. Superstar abilities go a long way in slow sim.
Herbert now. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
Throwing an absolute dart at Justin Jefferson in the back of the end zone. Holy hell. He almost killed the cameraman. 3rd and 10 on the 38. With Matt Gay, yeah, I feel like Matt Gay has whiffed some kicks in this tournament already. I was going to say that should be definitively field goal range, but it might not be.
Six for 6. This is 3rd and 10. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper.
Oh, Amari, you got to catch that. Off of Amari Cooper's hands, mostly uncontested. That's a concentration error. Should not happen to a veteran like him. What's his awareness rating? Anyway, bad dice roll for those who are aware of Madden effectively being D&D for jocks. Matt Gay giving it all he's got, bounces it off the post. So no 3 points for Indianapolis. Joe taking the ball at his own 45. Big advantage to the Bears to help him get back in this game.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the 50, it's Tannehill. Eluding the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
D-Buck getting in the backfield there. Tannehill losing 10 on the play, if my math is correct.
When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too
Yeah,
many
DeForest
plays
Buckner
that
is
go
just
in the wrong
always sick
direction
in
like that
Madden.
one.
Like,
when you take a good look at it broadly,
last year's game, this year's game.
better than giving up an interception.
Great player.
But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays.
And now he
Speaking of forcing a fumble on one, Michael Schofield picking it up. Goes down, so at least no turnover, but the punt will be ensuing.
The football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Pat O'Donnell getting some of his last punts in a Bears uniform out of his system. I believe in real life he has gone to the dark side over to the Packers, much like Adrian Amos years ago.
A pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there, we've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him?
Did I just see it was 99-9 in rushing yards? Which now is even more. It's definitely over 100. Amazing. 104 rushing yards for the Colts. We're still in the 2nd quarter. But yeah, so this style of play, effective, but also a way to kill a clock very quickly.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been excellent. 6 for 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Henry.
Big catch and tumble by Hunter Henry there. Rolls himself out of bounds. But new set of downs, that's the important piece. Still on their own side of the field, but only just barely.
To get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And not much
there. Ooh, who's that? Goldman? Recently retired Eddie Goldman shedding his blocker and stopping Chubb only after 1 yard. Big play there by the former Florida State man.
No space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Second down, here's Chubb again. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the
yeah, Chubb is at 85. See, he's 17 for 85 and 2 on the ground in the first half. That's a full game stat line usually. Well, sometimes. But okay, yeah, it's gonna be just run with Chubb sort of game plan. Can't blame it. Frank Reich, offensive guru. Just get the ball in Chubb's hands. Good chip block, but that only buys so much time. Herbert finding a man. Ooh, toss up there between Stephon Diggs and Duke Shelley. Why is Duke Shelley on Stephon Diggs? All right, because the Bears have no DBs. Way to force that incompletion, though. 4th and 6 on their own 46. That means a punt is likely upcoming. Opportunity for Joe's Bears to get some points on the board before this half shows up. The Bears do receive after the half, so it'd be a nice little break-esque type of deal if they got 7 on the board before that happened. But we'll see what they do with the next 2:24 of game time.
Absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule.
I did not give enough credit on air to how good of a punt that must have been. 2nd and 7 from their own 8. That means it was down at the 5. That's nutty.
On 2nd and 7, Tannehill.
Oh, I think he kept that. That is a complete catch. Cole Beasley catching one by the sideline. 1st and 10 up to their own 33 now. Downed in bounds, though, so we'll have to see how this clock plays. There are 3 timeouts. That should be enough for a full drive, but you never know. Madden gets pretty fucky at times. Big ball out of Ryan Tannehill. Let's go. Oh, my God. You just got to hold on to that, brother. Is that McLaurin? Yeah, McLaurin just did not want to squeeze the football. He had it. Look at this. In his hands. And then not even swatted. Just dropped it from the contact. Tisk, tisk.
On first, now 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle.
Kittle catching it, no one around him, but can't turn the quarter fast enough and taps a foot out of bounds. 9-yard gain on the play, stops the clock, but it's 3rd and 1 when it could have been 1st and 10 and, 8 more yards.
Much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1. And able to haul it in is Kittle.
All right, they'll make up for it on the very next play. Another pitch and catch to George Kittle, this time on the right sideline. I don't know how many that was, 4-ish? 4 yards maybe? Well, maybe a few more than that. Yeah, we'll say 4. But catches it on the sideline. Momentum carries him out of bounds. 1st and 10, clock stopped. 1:17 left. 3 timeouts still intact.
Now Tannehill. And this one caught by Beasley.
Yeah, pretty shit pitch and catch to Cole Beasley. 4 yards only. Clock's going. Look for that 1-on-1 mark for them to use that first timeout.
Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating, there he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got his man, that's the Pro Bowler, Julio Jones.
Tannehill with another throw, finds Julio. I think it was a first down. If so, it was just barely. If not, then just barely. Okay, first down. 2nd timeout used. 56 seconds left into the Indianapolis 44.
Again, Tannehill. He's gonna let this
Big ball out of Tannehill. What do we got? McLaurin. Did he stay in bounds? Oh, they're saying he did initially. That's a touchdown at the moment. That one might be reviewed.
44 yards.
Booth review immediately. Overturned. Oh, tough scenes. That was a nice catch, though. Yeah, I don't think I saw two toes in. Bummer. Oh yeah, and McLaurin wearing that 83 because Tannehill needed the 17. 83 was McLaurin's number in college at Ohio State. So that's your little fun fact as to why he's wearing 83 here.
Incomplete pass. Looking to throw again on second down. Tannehill.
Oh no, Tannehill, you ding dong. Oh, threw past the line of scrimmage. Illegal forward pass. Yep. After dodging that too, he could have just run with that. He had a lot of open field in front of him. That's a bummer. Does stop the clock though, but also loses 5 yards.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long. Throwing again is Tannehill. It's incomplete.
Oh, contact in the air, no catch yet again. Julian Blackmon this time getting in the mix with Terry McLaurin. 4th and 14 on the attacking 49. I suspect this will just be a punt.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 14-0 lead, they may just try to get this to the locker room.
Justin Herbert looking real upset about something on the sideline there.
30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Henry. And he goes
Hunter Henry, nice little catch, 9.5 yards, but gets out of bounds. Stopping the clock. Colts could get in position to get like a field goal here. They got 3 timeouts. This could work. Of course, we need Matt Gay's leg to work, but I think with Soldier Field wind, it seems like it's right to left because he did make that, or he almost made the last one, but it bounced off the crossbar. But it had more distance than I gave him credit for. So I think this is doable. If they get to like the 35 maybe. They're at the 47 right now.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now it's Herbert. It's complete to Diggs.
That's not what they needed. They need to use a timeout too. What is going on here? That's like a give up non-timeout. That's a get to halftime. Fuck this shit. A clock time. Okay. 3 seconds left using a timeout with 42 on the 42-yard line. That's a, oh my god, math. 59-yard attempt for Matt Gay? Even with the wind. Come on. No shot.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about
no shot. Yeah, the Bears lined up in a normal zone coverage. Like, what's going on here? All right. Halftime. Colts lead 14-0. Sprite over Joe at the moment. 2 scores. Not insurmountable by any means. And Joe getting the ball out of half. We do want to see a bit more out of this Bears offense. They've got all the right pieces. Tannehill just does some dumb shit every now and then again. Nice return by Jakeem Grant up to the 27. That's it's pretty rare to see someone get it past the touchback line, 25. So anytime you see that, that's great effort.
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They start the second half with Kamara, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Tannehill. They'll get this out to Kamara.
Nice little dump off to Kamara. That's a 14-ish yard gain, maybe more. 1st and 10, up to midfield. Bears making quick work of this drive. This is a new Bears.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now Tannehill with a little touch pass to his wideout. Now it's 2nd and 9. Here's Tannehill. And his throw here's incomplete.
Like, Tannehill's doing this thing where he just misses his dudes on crosser routes. Jalen Hurts has been doing the same thing in this tournament. I'm trying to look through the quarterbacks to see if anyone else has been this egregious with it. Maybe a little bit of Lamar Jackson. He's been kind of ass in the passing department. Great on the ground, but they're kind of underrating his passing ability IRL in this game. Anyway, big ball from Tannehill. This time, Terry. You gotta catch that, Terry. What the heck, brother? All right, well, another potential touchdown missed. 4th and 9, 48. Here comes the punt.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Now he'll escape
in front of the line of scrimmage, you fool. Diggs with a nice catch, but that will ultimately be a 4-yard penalty because they are in the shadow of their own end zone. 2nd and 13 coming up. Also just got a text message that Khalil Mack Bears jerseys are $25 at TJ Maxx. So if you want an outdated jersey, it's incredibly budget at the moment.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Following the penalty, Chubb shrugs him off.
Chubb doing what Chubb does, shrugging dudes off. That's a nice little 13-yard gain. 3rd and 1 coming up. Might be another Chubb down.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. Over the middle, Amari Cooper, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Quality catch by Amari Cooper, 6-yard gain in the play. I looked away for too long. I didn't see how they converted that. I'm assuming it was a Chubb down.
2nd and 4.
In real life, Miles Boykin made a big catch for the Steelers. That's the team he's on now. Oh, never mind. We're back to Hunter Henry on the Colts right here, right now. Up to the opposing 42 on that play. That's a big boy catch. Sprite continues rumbling.
Which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage, put the ball right on him.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Play action this time for Justin Herbert.
And it's incomplete.
That play just like looked funny. That was yet another Frostbite engine oddity. The dude was already out of bounds. He chucked it at him. He's out of bounds, so he didn't even bother turning around. It just like boinked off of him.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Herbert back to the air. And,
ooh, big interception opportunity for the Bears there. Tayshaun Gibson Sr. not making the most of it. Colts get away with that one. 3rd and 10 upcoming.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert.
That's got to be holding. Completion to Stephon Diggs. Big hit out of Roquan Smith, but that's holding Matt Filer. 10-yard penalty on the Colts. Replay 3rd down. Sorry about it, Diggs.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Yes, 3rd and 20, handed off to Diggs. Oh my god, Chubb. Yeah, that tells me they had no interest in actually trying to convert that. Okay, well, 4th and 16 on the opposing 48. That's a punt in the making.
Maybe they outguessed themselves a little bit. 3rd down seemed like an obvious passing situation. They chose to run it and didn't get anywhere close to the 1st down.
Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
From his goal line here, Tannehill. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
2nd down at 4.
Tannehill.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
3rd down now. Let's see what the Bears do to get out of the shadow of their own goal line.
Big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense, that fell harmlessly to the ground. Tannehill. Looking for Beasley, got him on his slant. And he will have the Bears.
Big catch by the Beazles. There is a Beazles outbreak in Soldier Field at the moment. 1st and 10 on their own 21. But most importantly, out of the shadow of their own end zone. Shaquille Leonard on the tackle.
On 1st down, Tannehill.
Big toss, big toss. Oh my god, Terry McLaurin just catch a fucking ball. Dude, that's got to be the 3rd or 4th like deep ball he's dropped this game. Like, I get that like there are pass breakups and shit, but we're getting past the point of excuses.
And this time contact and another incomplete pass. Back to the air, Tannehill on 2nd down. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
When Terry McLaurin fails, just call up Cole Beasley. Still a free agent in real life if memory serves. So it's a good ad for him getting on a team. What is he, 32, 33? I mean, that's past the wide receiver cliff, but he is a slot guy, so those tend to last a little longer. Kamara with his first good run of the game that I recall. Maybe I missed one earlier, because that's too many numbers for me to have not seen a good one before. Either way, 12, 13, 14 yards. Midfield. First and 10.
In search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Here's Tannehill. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To throw again on second down. Tannehill. This ball
Ooh, way to get your hand up. Who was that? 91? I don't know who 91 is offhand.
It's third down.
Wait, Cassenberry is 72? I thought Schofield was 72. Alright, everything I thought I knew about this Bears offensive line from Tennessee is ruined.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. There's the stiff arm.
Kittle, get up off me. Big stiff arm. Catch, stiff arm, and then get tackled, but first down up to the Indianapolis 31. This game, while the third quarter is dwindling, is still only 2 scores. A lot of opportunity for Sprite's Colts to run away with it. Did not seize the aforementioned opportunity. So Bears with a chance to get this back within 1 score all of a sudden. Kamara about to run a man over, and then 58, is that Okereke? Bobby Okereke? With the stop.
But when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Kamara gets it again on second down. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Tannehill now to throw. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield.
3rd and 5, check down to Kamara to lose 2 yards is not how you score touchdowns. But this may be the Bears getting off the schneid and putting 3 points through the uprights. Graham Gano is reliable enough. He should be automatic from this distance. It's not like a Matt Gay situation. Yep, up and good. 3 points. Sprite's lead now down to 11 with 12 minutes and 59 seconds left in the game.
Any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And the Colts getting ready to go. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Herbie with a lovely 8-yard scramble there. 2nd and 2 upcoming.
Brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. They give the Chubb out of the gun, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38.
Chubb's in the zone. I think I saw the glowing orange X. Giving a little Spider-Man shoot, after the first down gain. So Chubb has Freight Train as his X Factor ability. I believe that effectively means like an 80% chance every single time he gets the ball of a free broken tackle, the first attempted tackle to be broken. So if he wasn't popping off enough before, look out for now. Anyway, after 3, still a low-scoring game, so our over-under was very wrong. But Sprite's team still well in the lead, not untouchably so. Ooh, wait, I'll touch on that shortly. Oh, he did get a yard out of it. Okay, he stays in the zone. If that was a tackle for loss, he would have lost his zone ability there after I went through all that. Anyway, Sprite's team still in the lead by 11 points, 14-3 after 3 quarters.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete.
Good pass breakup by Artie Burns there when the ball already in Justin Jefferson's hands. 3rd and 9 upcoming. The Bears are 1 down away from actually getting the ball back here. Yeah, this game is not over. Like I know I've been talking about it like Sprite's been dominating. He's been winning up by multiple scores, 2 this whole time, but okay. Eddie Jackson's presence enough to spook Justin Herbert into sliding. 4th and 4 upcoming in their own territory. This is going to be a punt. Bears have a chance to get right back in this dang game.
He was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Bears take over. And now Chicago
also, get well soon on Jakeem Grant in real life. I believe he tore his Achilles in training camp for the Cleveland Browns this year. So, yeah, get well soon, buddy. It seems like Achilles injury recovery is much better than it used to be in the past. If Cam Akers and Marlon Mack are any model for success there. First down attempt on their own 16, Tannehill with the throwaway. He's 15 for 27 right now. Not quite in the in the territory of Dak Prescott from last game, who was like 9 for 21. But starting to trend that way. So we need to see Tannehill complete a couple more passes. He's had some really bad overthrows. That one was a throwaway. It's understandable. But need a little bit more out of you, Tannehill. But also need a bit more out of McLaurin. He's had like 4 drops. Tannehill with the scramble. Coming up, gets spooked by Isaiah Rodgers and slides down for a 7-yard gain. 3rd and 3 upcoming.
Back to throw, Tannehill.
Wide open Cole Beasley over the middle. Tannehill completes the pass to him for a new set of downs. Beasley now 5 for 57 on the day. Seems like he's been there when he needs to be a lot of the time. So, solid day for Beasley. Getting in that about 10-yard range every time. That's what you want out of your slot guy.
Tannehill on first down.
Designed screen. Kamara slips past one, jukes the next, and then Isaiah Rodgers catches up and gets him from behind. But a nice little 13-ish yard gain on that play.
They've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now Tannehill. Being chased out left.
Tannehill just starting to do with his legs. Bobby Okereke not happy with that, pushing him over after the play. 8-yard gain though, bringing it up to the Indianapolis 44-yard line.
Some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Tannehill. That's complete to his tight end Higbee. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little
Higbee. Yeah, Tyler Higbee with his first catch of the game, 7 yards and a first down.
Doesn't matter where it's coming from. Tight ends know become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill.
Tannehill with a smart throwaway there. Grover Stewart hurt on the play. That is the nose tackle for the Indianapolis Colts, the DT2. They run a 4-3, so they're both on the field. Not a massive miss, but obviously anyone less than your starters is suboptimal. But as their nose tackle, it probably affects their run defense, I suppose. That's kind of what those guys are meant for.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Tannehill. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin.
Did McLaurin finally catch a football? Good for him. Caught a ball in the air and maintained possession through the contact. 3rd and 1. I guess he had one before, but he's like 2 for 14 when he could be like 6 for 150 and 2 touchdowns, you know?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do.
Beasl's doing as Beasl's does. New set of downs into the red zone. 1st and 10 on the attacking 18. Don't look now, but the Bears are threatening to be only down by 4. Maybe only 3 if they're smart. They should totally go for 2 if they score. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
From the red zone now, Tannehill.
Uh-oh. Oh, thank God that was out of bounds. Tannehill mustering the courage to throw it away as he gets smacked in the back. Backfield, not the back. You know what I mean.
To just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To the air again, Tannehill. That's to the right side.
Kittle with the catch, turning up field, gets himself about 9 yards, 9.5, 3rd and inches. Okay. Bears now 3rd down, but at the 8-yard line. One Kamara smash up the gut before getting a 1st and goal. Oh, but they know it's... Oh, no, the false start. Now's not the time for O-line penalties. Is that Ben Jones? Ben Jones, what are you doing? Tennessee offensive line is, I think, known to be decent. Slightly above league average, but not by a ton. So, you hate to see those concentration errors. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now you think you got to go for a pass, yet they hand it to Beasley on a jet sweep. Gets a yard out of it, depending on who you ask. 4th and 5. I think they got to go for this. I know a field goal puts you within quote-unquote 1 score, but I don't know. What a disappointing decision by the Madden AI. Yeah, they're always going for the mathematical. Oh, it's 1 score. All right, field goal's up and good from Graham Gano. 14-6 now. Sprite leads 8 points. Bears obviously need a massive stop here, or it's pretty much over. If they let up points on this drive, it is game over. Granted, it's a low-scoring game, so the defenses have been winning, but that's the reality.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do.
Nice little return by Isaiah Rodgers, getting himself to the 26. As we've said before, anytime you get past that 25-yard line, that's a good return in Madden 22. Kick returns are generally bad. And then Allen Robinson sighting. He gets the tackle on the kick return.
They start on the ground with
Nick Chubb in the zone, gonna murder a dude or two. No, just a good run. 23 for 120 and 2 on the ground right now. I know he's got at least one in the air, one catch. So, hell of a day for Nick Chubb.
You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage.
And the most important part about that is that the more they use Nick Chubb, the more they can kill this clock and just make that 8-point deficit be enough. Although, luckily there was no one betting against the spread. The spread was 8.5 for the Colts, so they are not covering at the moment. And they should take that personally.
Situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw taken in by Green here. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Quality pitch and catch to filler tight end number 1, Virgil Green. Colts keep the clock rolling and have an attainable 3rd and 2 here with Chubb still in the zone. Easy 1st down conversion. Murders Eddie Jackson, dodges another one. Kills, who was that, Tayshaun Gibson, and eventually succumbs to Roquan Smith. Hell of a run by Chubb there. And that's going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Brand new set of downs. Bears have 3 timeouts to be worked through after our 2-minute warning. Either way, this should result in field goal unless there is a turnover here. Which means the Colts all but have it. Ooh, the fake handoff QB keeper in the Indianapolis playbook? That was when they had... It was a year in which they had Carson Wentz. You're telling me that was in the playbook? Okay. Well, 4-yard gain out of Justin Herbert. It ended up a positive play, and it burned a timeout. Herbert didn't die. No fumble. Chubb with a rare misstep. Gets stuck on Danny Trevathan and lets him take him down. Did that take him out of the zone? Is that considered a loss? That's the question. It might not make a huge difference, but it'll make a marginal difference. Let's look for that glowing orange X under his feet. It's still there, so that was just counted as a no gain, not a tackle for loss. Big pass play. Did that kind of out of bounds? It did. Justin Jefferson catching it on the right sideline, rolling out of bounds. But it's a 1st down, which means the Bears, with their 1 timeout remaining, can only call 1 of those. And Colts have 3 downs to burn. So we're back to Chubb time.
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down. And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Roquan getting in on that one early. Minimal gain on the play. 2 yards. Okay. Last timeout used by the Bears. So 1:44 left. Colts have 2 downs to burn 40 seconds each. So optimally speaking, that puts you around 20 seconds left if they're stopped. But if they're not, then the Colts just score a touchdown. And that is likely to put the game out of reach. Big Chubb energy for Sprite's Colts here as they all but seal their passage to the final game in this tournament. It wasn't the offensive explosion we expected to see, but football isn't always the offensive explosion we want to see. They did what they had to do to get the points, and now they are holding on to a 15-point lead with 1:40 left, and their opponents having no timeouts.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Jakeem Grant now to return. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. So now the Bears down on the scoreboard. 1:37 remaining. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance.
All right, what you got, Tannehill? That's not how you want to start that. I'm going to need some big balls out of you. That is, I should rephrase that. Nope, not going to.
You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Tannehill. He's got McLaurin.
McLaurin with a catch and run.
This up to the 30-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers
Man, yeah, this is going to be not with a bang but a whimper for Joe's Bears here.
Scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Tannehill. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
Yo, Kittle looking like he's a user player there, getting as many yards as he can and then running out of bounds. Okay. Still don't necessarily believe in the comeback, but that was a cool way to say they might get 7 on this drive.
Throwing Tannehill. And the throw left sideline here is
Drifted out of bounds. Yeah, I don't think Julio's had an inbounds catch yet this game. He's had a handful of like big catches in the air that either dropped or got pushed out of bounds. Man.
Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Tannehill to throw. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete.
Terry, do you not want the glory? Come on, brother. Real life Terry McLaurin would have caught at least half of these ones that he's dropped in Madden. I believe it in my bones.
I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete.
As well as that one. Real life Terry would have at least made a shot at it.
That means it's just one last chance left.
4th and 10.
Be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Bears' last chance.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Unless it works in the last chance before the next last chance. You know how this goes. Oh, overthrows Julio Jones. That is the story of Ryan Tannehill this game. Just overthrowing people when it counts. Man, what a bummer. Think we can put a nail in it. That'll just be one kneel down from Herbert, and we are out of here.
Herbert to a knee, and that should just about write it into this one.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity.
Big W for Sprite. He's moving on to the finals. Top 2. So he will either have first choice of his draft pick slot or second choice. At that point, it's all good stuff.
I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away.
I guess, you know, if you go to any sort of rankings, we all know that Jonathan Taylor is the expected 101. So the question is, do you like Jonathan Taylor more than everything else, more than the field? And if so, you're now 1 game away from it. Fitting that he's got the Colts in this game. Meanwhile, Joe drops down. Let's take a look at this before we talk about bracket. All right, no touchdown passes today. Fantastic. Just expert work. 3 touchdown runs by Nick Chubb. That was the difference. It was 3 touchdown runs by Nick Chubb versus 2 field goals by Graham Gano. So, yeah, bit of a slog of a game, but we got there, and that's football. It's not always pretty. It's not always the beautiful game that we want it to be. 2 sacks by D-Buck, no picks, I think, right? Yeah. 1 forced fumble, no recoveries, and of course, no defensive touchdowns. So, taking a look at the bracket, Sprite has moved on. He is the first of our contestants for that mythical 101 if he wants it. Obviously, he can choose any spot he wants. Meanwhile, Joe, I feel like the matchup between me and Joe here, either of us would have been lucky to win it. So either one going against Sprite was already on borrowed time. So Joe just happy to be here. He'll have to regroup and shoot for that 3rd place finish against the loser of our next match, where Sprite will take on the winner of our next match. And said next match, Colin versus Adam, Colin's Cardinals, Adam's Cowboys, will be in about 20 minutes. It's 7:38 right now, so we'll say 8 p.m. Central. Nice and even. Yeah, so see y'all in 20 minutes. We get the other half of this bracket figured out. And in the meantime, thanks for watching.